What's up, guys? So this is the portable GameCube that I've made. It's got a 8-inch Eyoyo screen. I use this screen because it is big enough to see shit. You could play it in the original aspect ratio as the games at this time were intended to be played. I've made a portable in the past and it had a small screen and I honestly didn't like it. The controls are, or is, an authentic GameCube controller. It's cut in half, spliced together. Yeah, that was pretty hard. That was honestly the hardest part of this mod. As you can see, I got the AV cable actually plugged in and am able to play it on a TV as well as this monitor. I could turn this one off. Obviously, you see there's a power button, there's some settings there. Over here we got the power port, and the power port basically is a Wii power port, and I had a broken Wii motherboard laying around and a Wii power supply, so I figured I would use this because I did not have a GameCube power cord and I'm pretty cheap, so I just decided to go that route. That is the start button. As you can see, this is kind of big. It's really not heavy at all. This is the power RGB LED behind this GameCube logo. I got that off of Etsy. Some guy made these for GameCube memory cards. So I figured that was like the perfect size, and I kind of wanted something cool like that on the unit. So here, let me pause it real quick. Yeah, so here's the back. This is the battery pack. I know it looks like shit. I'm gonna get a new one. I'm gonna get a more powerful one. And this cord right here, you plug it in there, and then you flip the switch on the battery right there. It's got a switch and a port. You flip that switch once it's plugged in. Just make sure your wall power is not plugged in, and this wall power button is not pressed. So, yeah. But anyway, if that's not plugged in, then you can plug the battery in and flip that switch and it'll turn on. I wanted this to be this way because I didn't want the battery inside, because the GameCube actually gets pretty hot, so I didn't want any chance of this battery like fucking exploding. I took the battery out of its original case that it came in and tried to ghetto rig something up, but it didn't. It obviously looks like shit, so I'm really not too worried with the looks of this thing, as you can tell. But we have the original controller ports built in. We got memory card, the mod memory card right there with the SD card, and this little switch right here, if you flip it to that, it cuts off the built-in controls and allows for a external controller to be used on a TV if you're playing it with friends or whatever. Try not to touch it too much. Over here we got the headphone jack, and that cuts the built-in speakers to the screen. Another reason why I like this screen is because it had a built-in audio amp, which eliminated a bunch of wiring and extra shit that I had to do. And yeah, there is, I can't really show it too well, but underneath it's got a Xbox One console shell with a vent. It's like a disk drive, like ventilation piece. I used it because it was like the exact same size as this fucking thing, so I figured I would use that. And I got the fan, the GameCube fan, hooked on there to blow out the hot air. And there is a vent right here on the top, and there's another like vent. You really can't see it. My camera phone is about dead, so I can't use the light to show it, but just take my word on it, it's there. Yeah, I mean, this thing's pretty cool. The battery lasts about 2 hours. Like I said, I'm gonna eventually get another battery. There is no disk drive in this thing. It uses a Raspberry Pi Pico chip to bypass the disk reader, and yeah, I use that memory card down there with the SD card to load my games. The SD card I'm using really isn't that good, but as you can see, it did the job enough to play games. I just can't play emulators with it. And yeah. So I'm going to kind of turn it back around here just a second. And we got Metal Gear loading up. Oh. I'm going to try to plug the speakers in just to kind of show that off a little bit. At the beginning of the video, you could see that I had it working on this monitor. I don't have the AV cable plugged in anymore. Hold on here. Give me a second.
Hound. They are demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss. And they say that if their demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
So, yeah, obviously the sound works. This thing is pretty dope. I really like that thing glowing. But yeah, I feel like I kind of covered the whole thing. I know it's big, but I could technically play it anywhere. Right now, it's running off of batteries. You can see the battery. Two of the lights are lit up. Usually when it hits that second light, it'll cut off. Or the screen will at least cut off because it can't power everything. So that's what I'm saying. I'm going to get a new battery in the future. But if it was fully charged, it would probably play for about 2 hours, which is pretty decent. So. But yeah, the tools that I used to make this thing was multimeter, this microscope camera, and obviously a soldering iron. So, and just wires and this nasty shit right here, flux. So, yep, I hope you guys like it. And eventually I'm going to tear this thing apart and use epoxy, probably transparent epoxy, and I'm going to make like a see-through case. And it will look way better than this. But this thing can do a lot of things. It could play on a TV. You could put headphone jack in. Cuts the speakers. Play it off wall power. Play it off battery. It has more features than your typical Ashita build, but comes at the price of the size. It's obviously way bigger. It's really not that heavy. Like, I could carry this thing around pretty easy. I wouldn't carry it with one hand because you don't want to be reckless with something like this. You want to kind of take good care of it. But anyway, that's the Gamecube portable mod, I guess you can call it. If my power goes out in a storm, I could actually play this thing for about 2 hours. And the beauty of this thing, on the back right there, it's got the Velcro on the battery and the Velcro on the actual console itself. So you could put a different battery on there if you wanted. A bigger battery, as long as it fits. And you could play longer. So other portables don't really have the luxury of this. Most other portables that I've seen, like these Wii portables, they don't really have multiple controller ports. They don't have like an AV out most of the time, at least the ones that I've seen. And they don't use the original controllers. And that was like a big deal for me, was using the original controller. And yeah, to me that's a very big deal. I don't like playing games on weird controls and shit like that. It just doesn't feel native. This thing actually feels native. Just the only problem with it is the size. So, and it looks tacky as fuck. I used a ton of JB weld on this thing, but it works. So don't hit on it too much. Look forward to the next build I do. Like I said, I'm gonna redo this thing, and it will be way better when I redo it. So eventually I'm just gonna buy the parts to do that, and stay tuned.